what is the purpose of living a more spiritually inclined life, or becoming more spiritual. That's a feeling of belonging first, because when one falls in with more and more with the spirit of who you are as a flavor of awareness, because we all are that. We all are a unique flavor of infinity at play. So the more we fall into the spirit of that, like the spirit is the igniting force that animates the energetics, that there's a person, that there's a particular voice, a way of thinking, a way of hearing these words. It's completely unique to the person because it's made up of all the moments that they've experienced and understood. So of course they have all of that as the representation of this moment. It's not erased because awareness was there right all the way and even beyond birth. So to fall in with the spirit of it is to also fall in more closely with the moment, and then towards the awakeness, but to also fall in more closely with yourself. And the more closely you are with yourself as this animated expression of infinity, which is the spirit of who you are, then the easier, more joyful, more harmonious it is to be alive. The more fulfilling. Totally. I don't know if I can invite people more than that. More love. Like when I say falling in with yourself, for me that does mean falling in love. Because love is that spirit that animates. It's my finding that it is love. The spirit that resides at the root of all that animates the energetic display of the universe is love. Because we are really nothing. Once the habitual idea of as if we're a something that lets go of, and even though we're still here, there's a felt sense as if we're actually nothing, because it's all the same. The experiencing becomes one of all the sameness, and then out of that something new emerges, and then love gives us relativity, that we can find that there is a something here, that it's not nothing, it's also, it is nothing and it's everything. And we get to play it, we get to play a life, we get to be with a life, we get to find our way with what goes on, right? How do we know what to be with? It'll repeat. It'll come knocking right at our door by thought. If there's something that's bothering us, that's love bothering us, and then we can look at the bother. And that's what I support people with, is looking at the energetics of what's been repeating in their lives in conjunction with awakening. So there was an earlier question about people who are in the awakened state and yet having some difficulty with living life, because when it's sort of like when the nothingness is known, it's sort of like, well, now what? Everything disappears. What was is no longer true, because you can see it's not there. And so for these people, I'm often sort of a mentor. I'm a mentor anyway, because no matter what, I'm supporting people to themselves, not to make me into something, because I know I'm completely equal to you, to everyone. It's like impossible for it not to be true. So that's what I'm here to do, is support people to falling open to that. And so sometimes people have come into the awakened state and they've had imagination around what that's going to look like. And there's no way around it, because until you experience it, you don't know what it looks like. But there's all these different ideas, subconscious ideas, conscious ideas of what the awakened state looks like and when I get there, then everything will be like this, and all of that stuff. Those will all rise to be met, and the truth of the moment be known in conjunction with those. So you'll get to know those. And then the other part is, too, there is still a human being who's experienced whatever he or she has experienced, and the unfolding or the evolution of this lifetime, and all that gives us Mama Nature, giving us a life, a birth and a death, and the whole lifetime, what looks like a line, but really is the moment, the moment, the moment, the moment, the moment, the moment, all the way along from birth to death. There, we're all given relative stuff to work with, to be with, so we know we're alive, and we know that we're participating by finding our way with it. That's what the game is, to find our way with. There's bills to pay. It's not the nothingness in nothing. People will come and give you the boot if you don't pay them. So, and some people are, right? They really don't want to engage in what the world looks like, because the world has also become so traumatic and so sort of black and white in some ways. Not to say that black is bad and white is good. Both are good and both are bad, or whatever. It's just relative